But what frustrated my move to the Netherlands was actually the job that I got. You know what? I'm in my fourth year. I was about to start my fourth year. It's a 5-year course, but I was like, okay, I will just, you know, wait it out, get a remote job, and focus on something else other than school. Um, but yeah, and then I got this job, and I'm like, oops, sorry to the school. Bye. Even though they think Americans are, but Europeans are very friendly and they share a lot of information, and you know a lot about someone that may make you think, oh, this person is sharing a lot with me, so this person is my friend. But no, I find myself very interested and I think I'm very funny. The thought of, oh, I'm going alone, that doesn't really factor in. Like that comes second. And I feel like for a lot of people, it comes first, like, oh, I'm going to be going alone.
Hi, welcome to today's episode of A Couple of Things. Today I have a guest, one of my newest friends. Well, not so new because I've known you for like over a year now, so maybe not so new. But one of my more recent friends from when I moved to the Netherlands, Zainab. Hi!
Hi, thank you for having me, Lade. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm actually very excited because we don't know what we're going to talk about yet. So let's see how it goes. But how are you
Yes,
today?
I am very fine today. It's a pretty chill day. I've been cleaning and just resting, and I really like that.
Nice. I also rested a lot today.
That's great.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Zainab, and yeah, like Lade said, we met a little bit over a year ago, which is also when I moved to the Netherlands, straight from Nigeria. I work as a software engineer, and yeah, that's it about me. Oh, my birthday was like a couple of days ago, which was super
Nice.
fun and super interesting.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here, happy to talk about what we don't know yet.
Cool. Nice. There was something you said now that I wanted to go back to a bit. No, but we actually met before a year
Oh
ago.
yeah, we did actually.
Yes.
We met. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
We met in 2021, I believe.
Was it 20?
No,
Yeah, it
Zena, we've
was.
met for over 2 years, though. Or was it a year?
No, we've been friends for over a year, but we met for the first time in
2021.
2021.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that is true. We met at the WeTech event and you were
Yeah,
demoing something and I was hosting the event and
yeah,
we took a picture and I was just telling you just some days ago that yeah, one of the few people that I have a picture with from the
yeah. The
first
very
day
day we
that we
met.
met.
Yes.
It's not a thing that happens a lot with me. And I don't know why. It's so random. Do you have lots of pictures with people that you met like from the first day you met them?
No, definitely not. I think it's pretty random as well. I mean, unless you met at a party or something and then
Yeah.
take group pictures. I think it's
Yeah.
very
I
rare
don't think it's
to,
yeah. I don't
yeah.
know. I like that fun fact about our friendship. It's nice.
Me too.
Yeah, and then we met in the Netherlands a couple of months
Yes.
after that. That was in December of the same
Mm,
year, I think.
a year after that, I think.
No, no, it was 2022 December. Oh yeah, no,
Yes,
it
so
was
like
a year
a
after.
year after.
Never
Yeah.
mind me. Yes, that's when we met in the Netherlands at a mutual friend's birthday.
Yeah. And
Then
I kept looking at you like, oh my God, I know you from somewhere. Like,
yes,
where
I
did we
also
meet?
felt the same way, and I couldn't remember where I met you from. We finally figured it out, Sha,
Yeah.
which was nice. Then it was now after. It was also a couple of months after that, like maybe 8 months after that, we actually now started talking more consistently, I think.
When was that?
That was when I had the summer thing in my house, like the little party thing in
The barbecue?
2020. No, not the barbecue. Barbecue was last year.
Okay, because I don't
The
think
thing
I came for the barbecue.
wasn't the barbecue. It was
Yeah,
something
I think it
else.
was a brunch or something.
No,
I think
it
it
was
was,
just like
no, it was
no,
New
it was the Amala
Year's.
party. When I had Amala party.
No,
Is
I
that not
didn't
when you
come
came?
for the Amala party.
Okay, that means you came to we started talking before then. Okay, now I'm mixing up
Yeah,
my
I think it
timelines.
was
Okay, so
your
it was
New Year's
January.
party.
It was
Yeah,
literally a couple of days
days
after the birthday
after.
party that we met at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay, yeah,
was.
that's true. Cool. So yeah, that's the timeline of our friendship so
Yeah.
far. And now we do more stuff. We bake together and we go for walks. And we went hiking one time, first time for both of us,
Yeah.
which was nice. But anyway, that's enough history. What is on your mind today?
Um, Nothing. Honestly, like I'm just trying to like not think about anything today. Like today is like an off day for my brain.
To
So I'm
rest.
happy about
Nice.
that, to rest and not think about anything.
It's a
I
holiday.
just
That's
started
nice.
watching, yeah, that's really good. I just started watching Shameless on Netflix, but I'm only watching it because the show I want to watch left Netflix, which is Jane the Virgin, which is like
Oh,
a super nice. Have you seen it?
yes, I saw Jane the Virgin. It was a really nice show.
It was
But
really nice. Like I am surprised at how good it is actually.
yeah, it was very telenovela-y, but also not.
Yeah, it is a telenovela technically, actually.
Yeah, it's technically a telenovela, but then it was
Yeah.
also different from the regular telenovelas that we used to watch growing up. Did you watch telenovelas growing up?
Mm. I knew of them, but I don't think they were really my speed. Like,
Yeah.
but I watched some like Forbidden Passions
Mm.
or Mara and Clara. Wait, did I watch Mara and Clara? I don't even remember this
I
time.
don't know these ones. So the ones I know are like When You Are Mine, Paloma and Diego, which I guess is the
Oh
same.
my God, I don't know those ones.
Um,
The ones I know are
and
from Telemundo.
Okay, no, I don't know those ones. I know the
Ah,
ones that
okay.
there were these telenovelas that they used to show, I think, every day or every week when I was younger on TV. And it was like a community thing where everybody will be watching the same show at the same time. Like how we all watched when Scandal became a thing and everybody was watching Scandal at the same time on Twitter. That's how we used to
Yeah,
all watch all those shows. There was When You Are Mine, which everybody used to call Paloma and Diego because those were the names of the main characters. Then there was Second Chance. There were so many of them that we were watching like that. And that was my introduction to telenovelas. And then Telemundo became
nice.
a thing and Z
Yeah.
World.
Oh,
But
Z
Z World
World.
is more Indian movies, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's not Bollywood centered.
Okay, cool.
I
Um
think I know what I want to talk about actually.
okay, cool. What do you want
Community
to talk
and building communities in a foreign country and just making new friends as an adult. I don't know if you've talked about that yet.
I have ish, but I want to hear about your experience as well. But I was going to ask you before you said you know what you want to talk about that
Yeah.
what precipitated your move to the Netherlands? I don't know if I used precipitated correctly, but that's the word that came to my mind. So we'll leave it like
No,
that.
I think you used it correctly. Well, I want to say it in a way that makes me sound really smart to your viewers or to your listeners. Um, I think to be honest, I was just kind of like tired of school and I just wanted out
Hmm.
and I was not gonna leave if I didn't have um actually no wrong answer. I think the right answer because like I would have just gone anywhere then, but what precipitated oh God, now I'm using it and I don't even know if it's correct. What precipitated my move to the Netherlands was actually the job that I got. And I really like enjoy the product that we're building. I work in payments, so I really enjoy the product that we're building. I think it's super fun. It's, innovative, and I think that's super interesting. So that's what precipitated my move. Um, I can't think of any other word now, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it was super fun to be honest. Like I like the product, wanted to work with it, wanted to develop my skills with an amazing team as well. And I'm glad that I get to do that here. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
So what one of the you talked about school, you wanted to get out of school. What are you studying in school?
I was studying computer science.
And what was your experience like? Like what made you so bad that you were like, I need to leave this place?
Oh, I think for one, it was just Nigeria in a sense.
Mm.
and just the education system and how there's always strikes and stuff. Because I felt like, oh, I don't want my life to be dictated by just random people.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have very valid reasons for striking, but the government is shit. So government doesn't care about that. And
Mm.
as a result, it falls on the students. And so I just didn't want to be a part of that system anymore. And I was like, okay, I need to get out of here. I was already working while in school. And it's interesting because I was actually looking for a remote job because I'm like, you know what? I'm in my fourth year. I was about to start my fourth year. It's a 5-year course, but I was like, okay, I will just, you know, wait it out, get a remote job, and focus on something else other than school.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, and then I got this job, and I'm like, oops, sorry to the school. Bye.
Yes. So I've talked about dropping out of school before with my sister. She also didn't finish her undergrad.
Yes.
How did, like, what happened? How did your family take it that you weren't going to finish school?
I think this is always a very interesting question for people to ask me, especially, given that we're Nigerian and all.
Mm.
But I think from the start, I've always been quite independent
Mm.
and didn't really ask them for stuff or ask their opinion on things per se. So I didn't ask them if I could drop out of school. I told them. And like that makes such a difference. It really does because I
Yeah.
just told them. I can't remember if I think I called my dad. So they knew of my previous job and they also knew that I was applying for more jobs um, because my previous job was a contract and it ended. So I just told them, I texted them, and I'm like, oh, I have some news I wanted to share. So then I called them, and I'm like, okay, so you guys know how I've been applying for jobs. I found one. They're like, oh, it's so good, it's great. So I said, well, actually, it is in the Netherlands, and I will be moving. Um, and they're like, oh my God, when are you leaving? And I'm like, okay, chill. I will be moving in a couple of months. And yeah, that was it. So I didn't really give them a miss to say no, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
just like,
just
hi guys, I'm moving. I'm dropping out of
exactly,
school. Bye.
exactly. So I just made the decision and told them of my decision. And
Nice.
yeah, that was it. I think it would be different if I was like asking them for permission and kind of like begging them. Like I
Mm.
think I like the way that I handled it because I
Yeah.
told them, oh, my mind is made up. This is what I'm doing. I wanted to keep you updated. And I fully believe if they had said, no, we forbid, even though my parents are not like that, I think my parents are very cool. But if they had said something like, oh, we forbid you to go, like, you have to finish your school, to be honest, I would have just left and be like, okay, bye. I don't know you anymore. No, see, maybe a part of them knew that, and that's why they were like, "Okay, we support you."
Yeah. I think it's interesting that what you said about like telling them versus asking them. In this case, did you ever think about like the fact that you were actually making a big, kind of a big move, right? Like, first of all, dropping out of school is a big thing, and then moving
Hmm.
to a whole other country is also a big thing. Did you like
Yeah.
how, looking back at that moment, did you feel different about like maybe you should have spent a bit more time thinking about it, or are you happy with your decision to just like, you know what, I'm done and I'm moving?
No, this thought comes up in my head a couple of times, but no, I don't regret my decision at all. I don't think I should have spent more time thinking about it. I am
Hmm.
very happy here with the life that I am building and with the decision that I made. Um, I think it does. Sorry, what was the first part of your question?
Do you reflect on the moment and think about maybe you could have done something differently?
No, but okay, I remember what the first part of your question made me remember. And it's that I didn't feel that it was as big of a decision when I was making the decision. But
Mm.
looking back now, and when I tell people this, they're like, you moved in to a different continent. Did you know
Yeah.
anybody there? I'm like, no. They're like, how old were you? I'm like, 20. They're like, what? That's
That is what I was going
crazy.
to say. I wasn't sure if you want to talk about your age, but
Nah,
now
it's
that you
fine.
bring it up, because I was like, bro, I can you left your whole family and
Yeah.
everything at 20. It's so
I don't,
it's such a big deal. I don't know why you don't think it's a big deal, but it is a big deal for a Nigerian. So for people who are
yeah,
from other countries like maybe the US or Australia, whatever, it may not be a big deal because it's like the norm for you to like go and backpack around the world or whatever
that's,
for some time. But for a
yeah.
Nigerian, it is a huge deal.
I think even Nigerian aside, like a lot of people that I've told, even at work, are always looking at me like, what? That is crazy. They're like, I could never do that. Like, they're like, at 20? They're like, I wasn't doing anything when I was at 20, when I was 20 years old. Like, I was at home with my parents, still figuring out life, freshly out of uni, stuff like that. And yeah, maybe I will see it as a really big deal one day, but
But
I
no,
don't
like it's
know.
really good. Okay,
I
let's now
think
talk about. Okay, continue.
sorry, I had one last thought to share. I think uh, the only times that I've ever felt, in fact, I don't even know if it's regret, but I don't know, it's like nostalgia, but
Mm,
at something that is happening right now, not something that happened in the past. So I don't know how to explain it. Um, was when my former classmates were writing, I don't know, I think fourth year exams or stuff like that, and I don't really keep in touch with a lot of them, but I still have a few friends. Um, and it was just like, hmm, that could have been me. But
yeah,
then I think about my life here and I'm, so grateful for that. And I don't regret anything at
yeah.
all.
I
But still, I
understand that
feel like,
about the path not taken. Like, that
exactly,
could have
like
been me. I totally get
what
that.
would have happened?
I mean, I also had the same thing. So one of the master's program that I dropped out of, I actually started doing it with one of my friends, and she went and she finished it. And when she finished, I was like,
Oh,
hmm. So
yeah,
I get what you mean about that, and it's fine. It doesn't mean that you regret the decision that you made. I don't
exactly.
either. It just means that
Yeah,
like you for a moment wonder about the path that you could have taken and what could have been, and
exactly.
and that's fine. But yeah, okay. Let's talk about what she started with, which is about building community and making friends and everything in a new country.
Yes.
So, how has that been for you?
Actually, a friend of mine asked me a question recently and said, how have you made friends here? And then I thought about it, and I think the way that I've made most of my friends is through mutual friends. For example, we went to a mutual friend's birthday party. I met you there, and then at your place, I met like three more people, and then they had something, and then I went to their
It's like
place and
MMM.
met. Exactly. It's a pyramid scheme of friendship. Exactly. So I think that's how I've met most people. I also think as an adult, it comes with also being intentional. And if you if you want to make friends, you have to do something. Like you can't just, I mean, in some cases you can stay at home and the friend will come to you, Bumble BFF. But at the same time, you have to make some effort. Friendship takes effort and a lot of work actually. Um, and yeah, I think that's just it. Like how to build communities, how to make great friends in your, can I even say in your 20s? Because I'm just dipping my toe in 20s.
I mean, you are in
But
your twenties now, so
bro, I am, yeah. So it's just, it takes effort. Like you can't just stay at home and not do anything and not be on any I don't want to call it dating apps because friendship apps, I would say.
yeah.
um and meet people. Like there are people that I've met on dating apps and we're just friends now.
Mm.
Um and there are people that I've met. Another thing that I think is kind of nice is that I go to parties alone. I do a lot of things alone anyway, but I went to a party alone and I met some people there as well. And I think that's, kind of nice. And if
Hmm.
parties are not your thing, there's also bookstores, libraries. There's so many ways to meet people now. And
Yeah,
I think it's a bit harder here because you feel like, oh, Dutch people already have their own
their own friends
communities
since when they were
and their own
children.
friends. Exactly. Which is very true, but there are also a lot of expats out there looking for connection and looking for, someone to share their life with or build a great friendship with. And I think, there's someone out there for everybody,
Yeah.
friendship wise.
Yeah. Did you make any friends? I know you said you met friends through your like dating apps and then you became friends. But did you meet anybody through like Bumble BFF
I
specifically, for
actually
example?
haven't used it.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah,
did. I met someone
I
on Bumble
know.
BFF
Yeah.
here
And it's
in the
because of
Netherlands.
you that I wanted to start using it. But I deleted my account on Bumble like 8 months ago, I think. So I was just like, oh, I would have to, start up again. I think the process is fairly easy, but I don't even have the app downloaded. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll do it later. I'm busy right now.
Okay. Besides meeting friends of friends, what is the most common way you've met other people that have become your friends here?
Hmm. Hmm. That is a good question. I think some of my friends are from work,
Mm-hmm.
and I really think it's mutual friends as well,
Yeah, kind of
to
still.
be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the like very tiny part is, oh, there is a friend that he actually reached out to me like on Twitter and it was like, hey, I saw that you moved to the Netherlands. Let me know if you want to grab a coffee sometime. And I thought
That's
that was
nice.
very kind. I thought that
Yeah.
was, don't worry, I'll tell you who the person is after the podcast.
Okay, no problem.
But I thought that was very sweet, and I think, and right now is a very good friend to me as well. So I think that's
That
a
is
good
very
way.
sweet, actually.
Yeah,
And
and
it's really nice because when somebody just moves somewhere for the first time and they don't really know
exactly
anybody, it's really nice when people who are there
reach out.
reach out. And I also think about the same thing like when you start a new job. I often
Yeah,
feel like it's companies need to do more with like helping people feel
I think
included
when
when they join a new
yeah,
company because like you're new and you're coming to meet anywhere from 40 to 1,000 new people that you've never met in your life and somehow you're the one that's
exactly.
supposed to carry the burden of connecting with people. It's scary, but
It
anyway,
is
that's the way.
scary.
But speaking about work, you mentioned you made some friends at work and people have varying opinions about whether you can make friends at work or not. So
Hmm.
what for you, where do you stand? Well, obviously you made friends at work, so you're not against it. But
Yeah,
what do you think about like whether you should make friends at work or are there any concerns that you might have
yeah,
about making friends at work? Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So I will say that my friends at work are also Nigerian,
Okay.
and they we don't work in the same teams actually.
Hmm.
About making friends at work, I think this is a very, complicated topic and it's different for everyone. But I will say personally for me, it was like Europeans are very, even though they think Americans are, but Europeans are very friendly
Hmm.
and they share a lot of information and you know a lot about someone that may make you think, oh, this person is sharing a lot with me, so this person is my friend. But no, they're just your coworkers. And I think that's fine. I think it's important to make that distinction of church and state, especially when
Yeah.
you work very closely with someone, because like I had a situation where someone that I worked closely with, like I didn't wanna, I wanted to challenge their opinion on something, but I didn't want to hurt their feelings. So, and that brought me back, and I'm like, oh wait, oh, I shouldn't be like feeling this way. Like, and I felt that, okay, this is, I have complicated, I like this relationship is complicated now because this person is my friend and this person is also my colleague and this is, weird for me. I want to say something, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. But I just had a talk with that person and we, cleared things up. And I'm like, okay, I think it's better if we just stay colleagues. And I think it's fine as well. But if you can, I mean, obviously, this is, my first
Job.
big job, I would
Yeah.
say. So I'm still learning a lot of things. And there are people that obviously do not have this issue and they're very well-rounded, like to use, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But I think for me right now, I need to keep things separate so I can focus on,
Work effectively, basically.
exactly, so I can focus on work effectively.
Mm.
So I like to keep things separate, but I think that could change in the future because I
Yeah.
work with a lot of, really cool people and we do hang out of work sometimes and we, share a lot of details about our lives and I really like that. I think they're great people. Um, but right now, I will say that we are colleagues and we are not friends.
Yeah.
And maybe someday that very thin line will be crossed and that will be okay. But at the
Yeah.
moment, I don't know how to handle
To
friendships
do the
very well.
work.
Like I'm
Yeah.
still learning. So for me, that's, not there yet.
Okay, fair. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And
How
my
about you?
my thing is, a lot of the time, people say like, "Oh, your coworkers are your friends" and all those things. But one of my best friends in the world
Hmm.
is someone I met at my first like office job, and we've been
Yeah.
friends for 7+ years now. So I guess it depends. Like I don't think I've made any such close friendships since that first job. I mean, there are people from other jobs and even that job that I still keep in touch with, say hi to, we talk, and those kinds of things. But that's like my one friend that I know, like this is my
Yeah.
friend, like my tier 1 friend.
Yeah, I
All right.
get it.
And yeah, it can definitely be tricky and it could be harder when you now think of like the fact that, oh, you have to provide feedback for this person sometimes, those kinds of
Exactly.
things. But I think that even with your non-work friends, you might have friends outside of work that you need to give like bad feedback about
Yeah.
something that they are doing. So I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a balance and uh, a growing process. I'm learning every day, definitely. And yeah, I think it's just important to be honest and transparent, and everybody's
Yeah, with
happy.
I think with every kind of relationship, right? Honesty and
Yes,
transparency very key. All right. I also
exactly.
wanted to ask you about the you said that you like doing a lot of things alone or you do a lot of things by yourself.
Hmm.
And that's something that I know that lots of people struggle with. How did that start for you? Like just doing stuff by yourself?
To be honest, I think it started very. Oof, this sounds like I'm talking to my therapist because now I'm trying to think back to like when it started. But I will say one of the I can't remember like very early memories, but a time that I started to be more intentional with it was probably in like first year of uni. There was this ice cream shop, parlor, you name it. And they had, they had like one scoop for 350 and it's probably like 1,000 now, who knows. But I used to like go there and just, sit alone, sometimes go with a book and read and not really engage. And I really like I find myself very interested and I think I'm very funny. So
You
I like
are very
spending
funny
time.
and very
Thank
interesting.
you. Thank you. If this makes it onto the podcast, I will clip it out and send it to everybody who thinks I'm not funny. But yeah, I think just, you know, back in school, I used to like go to there was this garden. It was not well maintained, but I used to go there, just sit on the swings and ponder about life. And I try to not use my phone if I'm going out. Well, not that I won't use my phone, but like just not be on my phone and watch people, and read a book or something. So I think I've kind of been used to it for a very long time.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's it.
But if like someone is like, "Oh, I want to try this," but I'm like shy or scared or whatever feelings people might have about not doing stuff by themselves. As you've grown older, what are the kinds of things that you tend to enjoy doing by yourself, and what's are there any benefits that you think
Hmm.
you have from just being able to do stuff by yourself?
Yeah, I think as I've grown older, I've what do I enjoy? I enjoy baking and cooking by myself. The cleaning afterwards, not so much. But I also enjoy going to places with a lot of people, like going to places where there are a lot of people and just sitting in a corner and just watching people. I think that's something that I've really enjoyed as I got older. What was the second part of your question? Sorry.
What things do you think have been benefits that you've gotten from just being able to do stuff
Yeah,
by yourself that you maybe might don't think you might have had if you weren't able to do that?
I think in a way, courage, because so I have some anxiety, and even though I'm outside, I still feel a lot of anxiety sometimes when I'm in the midst of other people. But I think now it makes me like more self-assured. I don't know if that's the right word, but I know that, oh, I can go to this place and have a fun time on my own. And so that doesn't really stop me. Like, so if I wanted to like travel somewhere, for example, and I would just be like, oh, okay, where can I go? And the thought of, oh, I'm going alone, that doesn't really factor in. Like that comes second.
Hmm.
And I feel like for a lot of people, it comes first, like, oh, I'm gonna be going alone. So for me, it's like I kind of plan things alone mostly. And I think what comes I think it gives me a lot of courage. Sorry, I'm trying to remember your question and making sure I'm not going off track.
It's fine.
Um, but yeah, I think just courage and just self
Being
assurance.
sure of yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
I think something that I'm hearing as well is you you can do things, right? You don't have to wait for someone to be available for
yeah,
you to do something that you want to do. And I think that's really nice
yeah,
because
exactly.
that is something that people want to do something, but like, oh, I need to find someone who will go with me so I
Yeah,
can do it. But when you're able to do things by yourself, then you don't really have that challenge. You can just do whatever you want when you feel like. I remember when I was in Nigeria, I used to go to cinema by myself sometimes, and or go to restaurants
nice.
by myself, and then people would be like, "This is weird," and I was like, "Why is it weird? I
Yeah,
want
I
to go and
don't
watch
get
a
it when people
movie,
say
and
that.
nobody else wants to do it. So like, why can't I just go and watch my movie by myself?"
Exactly, exactly. And
Right.
for me as well, I went to see Priscilla in the so I'm trying to be more intentional this year about because I feel like as you make more friends, honestly, it gets harder to hang out on your own because
Yes.
you just don't have the time because you already have plans with someone else. So I'm trying to create that time and make a plan for it this year, even if it's just doing something like painting. So,
Hmm.
for example, in January, I went to see Priscilla, and I thought that was very fun. Then last month, I went to a comedy show, and I thought that was very fun as well. So, yeah, it's just, being intentional and also it's baby steps, like for people that really have a lot of anxiety about doing things alone, they won't get there in one day. So
Yeah.
just start small. And you don't, I feel like another thing is that people feel like they have to interact. Like,
With
for
other
example,
people.
like I go to parties and I don't talk to anybody at all. And okay, that seems sad when I say it out loud.
No,
But
but it may also be that you're just having fun by yourself and you don't need to.
exactly. And like I don't go with the intention of meeting anybody. And I think that's nice sometimes. I think it's nice
Mm,
to have that sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, that is true. Because I go to a lot of meetups. So most of the time where I'm doing something by myself here is mostly, oh, I'm going
Hmm.
to a UX meetup or a product meetup or some kind of thing. And sometimes I actually just don't talk to anyone. I just go for the meetup, take my notes or think write whatever was interesting to me and then go home. Sometimes I want to socialize and talk to people. So it just depends. You don't have
Yep,
to make friends or make connections everywhere you go. So
exactly.
that's fine. Yeah, that's very interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is we can call it a wrap.
Nice.
Would you have
How?
anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just very curious how you're going to get this down to like 6 or 7 minutes. Because
No, it's not going to be 6 or 7 minutes. But
okay, but it's not going to be 30 minutes.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for
Thank you for having
joining with
me.
me.
I had a
And
lot of fun.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If you found anything insightful, interesting, or you enjoyed this episode, please do share and remember to like if you can wherever you listen to your podcasts. Leave a comment, subscribe so you get the future episodes. Thanks. Before you go, this is a reminder that you can ask me to talk about a specific topic or answer a question that you have by filling the form in the show notes to submit your suggestion or question. Bye.